Hey there, my name is Jennifer and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today's little tutorial is a drag king look. This is actually my first attempt at a drag king look and I thought it turned out okay, so I'm sharing it with you. We are celebrating Pride Month this month, but remember your LGBTQ friends every day, every month. Know that this channel will forever be a safe space for you, regardless of what gender you identify as, regardless of who you love, if you love at all. We're all here to have a good time without judgment. So I will be voicing over the tutorial and listing everything down below. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, to begin, you want to grab your favorite foundation and just pat that everywhere. You want to make sure that it's at least a medium coverage because you want it to be very uniform in color. So like, don't try to go in with a sheer one because you want to be able to control exactly which parts of your face is contoured and highlighted. And so I'm taking a cream bronzer and using this to contour the crap out of my face. Men tend to have very strong bone structure, and so I'm using sort of the shape of my face. You'll see me make all sorts of weird faces in order to see where the shadows are on my face. And I'm just like exaggerating it and then just like creating some lines on my forehead to make my forehead look more sort of blocky and square. I'm also contouring my nose a little bit wider than I normally would because, I don't know, men tend to have wider noses, I think. And I'm coloring in the eyes as well a little bit and my Cupid's bow just to give a little more dimension here. And also a little bit of a butt chin because I do have a little bit of a butt chin, so it made sense to me. But you want to make sure that it's not super clean lines, but you want it to be obvious that like the contour is on purpose. Here I just tried to do my neck and fake an Adam's apple. To be honest, it did not turn out very well at all. So if you're following this, maybe just like skip this section. So moving back to my face, I'm just carving out my jawline by putting that same cream bronzer under my chin and my jawline from my ears to my other ear. And then let's do some highlighting of the face using a very light liquid concealer. I'm taking a smaller, stiffer eyeshadow brush and basically coloring in like all the other areas, I guess. I definitely want to do my forehead, my nose, and a bit like on my cheeks, the tops of my cheeks. And so I'm just blending that out and making sure that, you know, it's blended a perfect amount where it's like very obvious but not too obvious. You know what I mean? Anyway, because I used all cream products, I wanted to go in and just set everything with a setting powder. That way it stays, it doesn't want to move as I finish this look. We're going to go in next with the brows. I want to go for like a sort of like a bigger brow look. And so even though my brows are quite full as it is, I wanted to make them a little bit thicker. So I drew like little thin lines like for hair in the front. And then I just went above my eyebrow and made my arch a little more pronounced. I actually think my brows turned out quite well. Surprised that I got them to be like so even, but I'm not worrying about like a natural ombre look here because they're supposed to look very bold. So I made sure they were quite dark. Onto the facial hair. You need to have so much patience for this. I feel like I spent so long on this part. I'm just taking mascara and just swiping it in like an upward motion, sometimes a downward motion, all over my like bottom of my face, like where facial hair would be. And if you get like little goobers or clumps of mascara, just take your hand or your finger and dab it out. This sort of uneven patchiness is like really common in facial hair, so it just adds to how natural it looks. And then eventually you'll build up enough for it to like be really obvious. And I'm also giving myself like a little bit of hair under my lower lip. I actually have a lot of peach fuzz here, so like the mascara helped, or it helped the mascara. After you finish your facial hair, let's move on to the eyes. I'm taking a matte brown eyeshadow and I am coloring that in on the outer thirds of my eye, also into my crease. And I'm bringing this up pretty high, basically to my brows, for that sort of drag look. And after I blend that out, I'm taking a white casual liner and I am adding white under my eye and also a bit over my eye, creating like this cut crease look. On the inner corner, you want to bring it down and like a little bit pointed. That's how I'm seeing most drag makeup. This is not like sort of as dramatic as, you know, it would be if you were doing a drag queen makeup, but I want it to still be fabulous. So we're coloring this in and we are making sure that this is like almost like a little bit of a cut crease look. I was so lazy to bring out the concealer again for the cut crease, to be honest, so that's why I used the white. After you kind of get that to be the shape that you want to use your brown eyeshadow. I'm just going back in and filling in like any parts that are like a little bit patchy. And then I'm taking a purple shimmer eyeshadow from the same Pat McGrath palette and dabbing that on with my fingers. I wanted this to match my nails, and I think it did that pretty well. But this just fades into both the brown and the white. Because I didn't really like the shape of the eyeshadow, I just went in with that dark brown again and winged it out into like this big wing shape. It ended up being quite big, but I'm not mad for how that turned out. I'm just going to apply mascara now onto my lashes instead of doing like big fake eyelashes. I just wanted to keep it simple, do a little bit of mascara on the top and bottom. And then moving on from here, I am going to be lining my lips with a sort of like a nude color. I could not decide what lip color I wanted, so I just kind of went with a natural reddish pink. And I'm taking sort of like a shimmery lip balm stick type thing and finishing the makeup. I didn't quite know what to do with my hair. I honestly wish I would have grabbed a cap or a beanie instead, but I just decided to tie it back and pull out some of the strands so that it looks like I have a little bit of hair. Okay, so that is it for my first attempt at a drag king look. I think for my very first attempt, I am actually kind of happy with how it turned out. I wish I would have went heavier on the contour just because I feel like it looks pretty heavy in real life, but on camera it doesn't look quite as heavy as a drag king might have. I also wish I kind of made my eyebrows more ridiculous, but this was a good experience and I want to try this again. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!